Look at him! The goddess of eternal light cooed, her ethereal eyes gleaming as she cradled the squirming newborn in her arms. So perfect, so full of promise. Her divine hands, which had once sculpted the very fabric of existence, now cupped the delicate form of a human baby boy. His name would be Zait-Zai Xander, a name that resonated with the cosmos and promised a destiny as bright as the celestial bodies above. His tiny fingers curled into a fist, mirroring the fiery determination that burned within her immortal soul. As the goddess looked into the depths of her child's eyes, she saw not innocence, but the spark of an ancient power, a power that had been dormant for millennia, awaiting this very moment. The prophecy had foretold the birth of a champion, one who would bear her light into the darkest corners of the world. She knew that his life would be fraught with trials and tribulations, but she also knew that he would be the one to bring balance to the realms once more. Zait-Zai Xander's cries pierced the serene silence of the heavenly chamber, a declaration of life that echoed through the hallowed halls of the divine realm. The very air around them seemed to vibrate with the intensity of the child's nascent energy. The goddess felt the weight of her creation in her arms, the burden of hope that rested upon his fragile shoulders. He was the embodiment of her will, a living testament to her eternal light. The proud parents, Zach Zynader and Princess Shiling Zypher, beamed with joy as they gazed upon their son. They had been chosen as his guardians, a great honor and an immense responsibility. Zach, a fierce warrior whose valor was legendary, and Shiling, a cunning strategist whose wisdom was unrivaled, knew that their lives would be forever changed by this moment. They had been blessed by the goddess herself to raise this hero who would one day carry the fate of the cosmos in his palms. The goddess looked at them, her smile radiant as the sun she had brought into being. I entrust you with the most precious gift I have ever bestowed upon the realms. Raise him with love, teach him with wisdom, and guide him with courage, for he will be the sword that cleaves through the shadows, the campfire that guides lost souls, and the beacon that shines through the darkest nights. Her eyes filled with a fierce protectiveness as she continued, and know that though I am an eternal flame, my heart beats for him. I will watch over him as he grows into the fearless and brave hero destined to bear my light. In the mortal realm, whispers of the divine birth spread like wildfire, reaching the ears of those who dwelled in shadow. The forces of darkness, long subdued by the goddess's ever-watchful presence, grew restless. They knew that this child posed a threat to their dominion, and they would stop at nothing to extinguish the light that grew within him. As the years passed, Zait-Zai Xander grew into a young boy of unparalleled beauty and grace, his eyes a mirror to the cosmos. His mother, Shiling, taught him the ways of the stars and the whispers of the ancient texts, while Zach honed his physical strength and combat prowess. Yet, it was the goddess's light that truly shone within him, a beacon that could not be contained. On the eve of his 18th year, Zait felt an unexplained restlessness. His dreams were filled with visions of battles long past and prophecies unfulfilled. He knew the time had come for him to embrace his destiny fully. He approached his mother and father with a solemn expression, and spoke with a voice that bore the weight of ages. I am ready to take on the mantle you have prepared me for. I am ready to be the sword of the light. With the gravity of the moment weighing heavily upon them, Zach and Shiling shared a knowing look. They had felt the day approaching, had seen the shadows of fate coalesce around their son. Very well, Zach said, his voice thick with emotion. On this day, you shall take a name that reflects your purpose. The chamber grew quiet as the goddess of eternal light descended from her lofty perch, her glow enveloping the young man. From this day forth, she declared, you shall be known as Zero, a name to strike fear into the hearts of the wicked and to inspire hope in the downtrodden. Zait-Zai Xander, once a child of prophecy, now stood tall and proud in his dawn white and blue combat armor. The intricate plating shimmered with the essence of the goddess's light, a stark contrast to the shadowy whispers of the world outside. In his hand, he wielded the dragon sword of light, an ancient weapon forged from a star's fiery breath, its blade gleaming with a fierce and unyielding radiance. The solar shield, an emblem of protection and guidance, rested on his back, ready to be called upon when the need was greatest. The Galaxy Defender Force had gathered, an assembly of warriors from across the cosmos, each chosen for their unique talents and unwavering dedication to the cause of light. Their eyes fell upon Zero, as he was now known, and saw in him the promise of victory. They had heard tales of his lineage, of his divine heritage, and they knew that with him leading them, they had a chance to turn the tide of the endless war against the forces of darkness. Zero donned the armor with a sense of reverence, each piece fitting perfectly, as if melded to his very soul. The dragon sword of light was a part of him, an extension of the goddess's will. He felt the power coursing through him as he drew the blade, its fiery glow casting long shadows across the chamber. The solar shield, a gleaming emblem of hope, was strapped securely to his back, ready to be unfurled when darkness threatened to consume all. With a nod to his parents, who watched with a mix of pride and trepidation, Zero stepped out into the vast assembly of the Galaxy Defender Force. The warriors, each clad in their own distinct armor, fell silent as he approached. The weight of their gazes was palpable, but it was the weight of destiny that truly bore down upon his shoulders. He took a deep breath, feeling the warmth of the goddess's light suffuse his being, and raised the sword high above his head. "We march into the abyss," he began, his voice clear and strong, resonating with the power of his divine heritage. "But we do not go alone, for we are the torchbearers of hope, the embodiment of the light that has never truly been vanquished." His words inspired a murmur of agreement and determination among the troops. "Together, we will push back the shadows that have grown too long in the absence of vigilance." Zero's journey to fulfill his destiny had led him to the distant planet of Artek, where he was to meet Kira, the Mega Princess whose soul was entwined with his own. Her hair, the color of pure gold, streamed behind her like a banner in the wind, a symbol of her regal lineage and her steadfast spirit. Her eyes, a vibrant jade, pierced through the chaos and saw only the path to victory. Their first encounter was as explosive as a supernova, their auras clashing and merging in a dance of light and power. Zero felt a jolt of recognition as he locked gazes with Kira, her presence resonating with the light within him. Her beauty was not merely skin deep, it was the embodiment of courage and wisdom that made her a beacon in the face of adversity. Her hair flowed like liquid gold, a crown that required no jewels, each strand a testament to the fiery spirit that fueled her soul. Her jade eyes, sharp as the most precious of gemstones, searched his own, seeking the truth of his resolve. Zero knew, in that instant, that she was the one the prophecy had spoken of, the one whose hand was meant to guide his own through the tumultuous battles ahead. The air between them crackled with energy as they approached, two stars on a collision course. Kira, the Mega Princess of Artek, walked with a grace that belied the power that coiled within her. Her gaze was a challenge, a silent question that demanded to know if he was worthy of the destiny that had been thrust upon him. Zero stepped forward, the sword of light in his hand, a declaration of his intent. Their eyes met, and in that moment, a bond was forged, stronger than the most unyielding steel. They would be more than allies. They would be partners in a dance that would span the stars, fighting back the tide of darkness that threatened to engulf all that was good. Together, Zate and Kira led the Galaxy Defender Force into battle after battle, their combined might a beacon that drew the lost and the brave to their side. With every victory, their bond grew stronger, the light within each of them becoming a symphony that resonated throughout the cosmos. They moved in perfect harmony, anticipating each other's movements, finishing each other's thoughts. The prophecy had not only foretold a champion, but a union that would shake the very fabric of reality. Their love grew as steadfast as the light that guided them, a flame that burned brighter with each challenge they faced. The war-torn planets they liberated whispered tales of the star-crossed warriors, whose love could outshine even the most terrifying of dark forces. As the years passed, their names became synonymous with hope, a beacon that pierced the veil of fear that had been cast upon the realms. Their battles grew more intense, each victory a step closer to the ultimate confrontation with the Dark Overlord. Zero and Kira's connection deepened with every shared hardship, every whispered strategy, every drop of blood shed in the name of the light. They knew that together, they could conquer the abyss that sought to divide them. The years of endless combat had sculpted them into the heroes of legend, their names echoing through the annals of cosmic history. Their union grew stronger, not just as warriors, but as two souls bound by destiny and love. It was clear to all who watched them that their hearts were entwined as intricately as the dance of the stars they sought to protect. Zero and Kira fought side by side, growing ever closer with each victory, each loss, and every moment of respite stolen from the jaws of war. Their bond transcended friendship, becoming a love that could illuminate even the darkest of galaxies. As they stood together, swords drawn and shields raised, the light within them grew brighter, casting aside the shadows that sought to claim them. When the war finally reached its crescendo, the Dark Overlord was defeated, and the realms of light were restored. The galaxy breathed a collective sigh of relief as peace, however tentative, began to take root once more. With the darkness pushed back, the time for celebration was upon them. Princess Kira Mega of Artek and Prince Zero Zai Xander, now revealed to be the true heir to the Zypher throne, stood before their people, their hearts swelling with joy and love. The union that had been foretold by the stars themselves had come to pass, and with it, the promise of a new era of peace and prosperity. Their wedding was a spectacle that would be remembered for eons, a celebration that united the cosmos. Planets aligned, stars shone brighter, and the very fabric of reality seemed to sing with the harmony of their love. Together, they danced under a canopy of celestial lights, the goddess of eternal light shining down upon them, her approval a warm embrace. In the aftermath of the war, the realms of light began to heal. Zero, now crowned Prince Zate Zinnitor of the unified Zypher Artek realms, worked tirelessly alongside his beloved Kira to restore order and rebuild the shattered lands. Their days were filled with diplomatic meetings and strategic planning sessions, but it was the quiet moments, stolen in the soft glow of the evening star, where they found true solace in each other's arms. Their bond grew stronger with every shared smile, every whispered promise of a brighter future. The love between them was a beacon that inspired the citizens of their newfound kingdom. It was in those moments that the prophecy revealed its final verse. Kira would give birth to twins, a son who would carry on the legacy of his father's valor, and a daughter whose name would echo through the stars. The birth of Leona Zinnitor was a celebration that surpassed even the grandest of their wedding festivities. With her mother's jade eyes and her father's fiery spirit, she was a living testament to their union. The citizens of the realms watched with bated breath as the royal family grew, a symbol of the enduring light that had emerged from the darkest of battles. Leona's brother, Zate Zai Xander Jr., named in honor of his valiant father, grew into a young man who mirrored Zate's strength and Kira's wisdom. Together, the twins became the embodiment of the prophecy's final promise, the continuation of the Eternal Light's legacy. They trained alongside their parents, their talents and skills a reflection of the fierce determination that had carried their ancestors through the ages.